All right, welcome to today's live stream. It is Monday, June 16th, 2025. Thanks for being here with us, and let's dive in. So we've got a super slow earnings week for this week, June 16th. As you can see, very few companies posting. Most of the big companies have already posted, so we've got a lot of the earnings reports in the bag already. Look at this. Nothing on Thursday. Tuesday before open, Jabil. Jabil has been a company that historically has consistently disappointed in their earnings posting, so just stay away from Jabil. Lennar Homes is going to be interesting after today's close. I don't know what to expect from them. A lot of bad press lately, like they're just slapping up homes, and people are having a lot of trouble with brand new built homes. So we'll see what happens there. Before the open on Wednesday, we've got Aurora Cannabis. Who knows about their earnings? I've used to follow them quite a bit. Don't really much anymore. Smith & Wesson, Wednesday after close. I'm thinking Smith & Wesson's going to have a very good earnings announcement. Just a gut feeling I've got. And we got a grocery store, Kroger, on Friday before the open. CarMax, Accenture, the accounting firm. So we'll see. Nothing major to report in terms of the earnings front to look at today. We're seeing a little bit of a rebound in the markets today based on potential easing in the Israel-Iran conflict. It is going on into the fourth day, but the market's robust. The S&P 500 up just about 1%. The Dow up about 1.82%, 344 points. NASDAQ, huge day, 1.5% up, 288 points. And gold down today. Oil slipping slightly. Probably easy to do in oil, so schlick. So anyway, that's what's going on in the overall markets. And let's dive into what I've got for you today. First of all, I do want to say we don't know what's going to happen with this conflict, Iran and Israel. And it remains to be seen. It's one of those evolving situations. But, I was thinking about it earlier. This market has been incredibly volatile, which has been great for us as investors, right? As long as you're buying stocks and engaging in some type of option strategy alongside those stocks, whether you're selling a covered call on your position or potentially buying a put, that way if the stock goes down, that put will go up in value. The key with any type of put contracts, as stocks go higher, puts become cheaper, but you really got to approach the put game differently than your covered call game. So puts, you want to extend the maturity out, the expiration out for a bit, whereas a covered call, you want to really throttle back the expiration, look at that Friday in front of you or the following Friday with that covered call. So just a different approach, but both at this point is equally as important, because I've always said stocks take the stair up and they take the elevator down. So it would be a very quick drop in some of these, which those put contracts could do very, very well. So you've seen some of our new features on our pick stock selection. We've added filters for price. We've added filters for that's my wife calling. Hold on one second, please. Hang in there. So we've added revenue growth filters, price filters, implied volatility. We've really expanded the pick stock section to allow you to bring down the search from thousands of stocks to literally tens of stocks. So that's been the big thing here. And I'm going to just point out, like, ideally, I want to share with you some ideal searches, especially if you're an investor who's like, all right, I'm ready to make some money in this market. What can I do? I've got, some cash set aside. I'm ready to get it to grow. What do I look at? Obviously, technology sector, super important if you're looking to make money quickly. Regions I've got here, United States, and implied price filter, I would just leave blank. I wouldn't worry about price filters yet. Unless you're really looking for low price stocks, then you'll put a filter in for that. Implied volatility is for companies that have option contracts on them. So yes, we want to look at those stocks that do, and we would do something like, let's say, greater than 40% for the implied volatility. Revenue growth, I would say greater than also 40%. And as you can see, as I scroll down, now we're looking at 30 stocks total so far. And volume filter, I would leave that alone. Price to earnings is tricky because so many technology stocks have a massively high price to earnings ratio. So I don't think you have to worry too much about that one. I would also leave that one blank. And return on equity. Now, I think that is important to look at. So I would say greater than, let's say 15. And how much does that? So that really brings the search down from 30 stocks down to 7. And these are the ones that looks like for the most part, 3 or 4 star rated stocks, 7 companies. That's what we're talking about. Market caps, you can look at looks like the largest one is Pegasystems Inc. at 8.6 billion. Now, Rambus has been a stock I've been very interested in lately. It's had a nice move here recently. It's not a hugely volatile company, but you've got an interesting opportunity here. And then next, I would just go right to that MFI. We want to see the MFI in the buying range, which really the buy range is 0 to about 65. Anything in that range, you can feel comfortable picking up the stock with the MFI. MFI, as you know, stands for Money Flow Index. And I'll show you where you find that on the chart, especially if you're new to our software. By the way, welcome. So glad to have you all here. We've just got this rock and growing community that we're just so grateful for. And here's the MFI down here. So we show you the stock chart along with all of the averages, the EMA 15, SMA 15, and then we've got the longer term moving averages, 50-day and 200. And then below that in that gray area is the money flow index. Now there's 2 things to pay attention here, which is these bars below the price of the stock. Those will tell you if that day, first of all, they're going to tell you how many shares traded hands. And if it's green, that day there were net more buyers than sellers. If it's red, there were more sellers than buyers. So that kind of gives you an idea of how to interpret that. But, even if you don't look at these green and red bars, you'd certainly want to draw your attention to the MFI. And the MFI for this stock has recently, the MFI has been as low as 39 early June. That's when it caught my eye. Right at that time when it hit 39, it's right around the $57 range, and it since has had a nice move up. It did have a closing high recently of 61.21. It pulled back slightly on Friday's trading and sitting today up again at $60.32. So Rambus, low risk stock, really great semiconductor company. I'd highly recommend picking up shares in that stock. So that is how to use the pick stock feature. Really, you don't need to have 100 stocks. I've always said, really look at a select few, 6 to 8 different companies within your portfolio. And you really can't go wrong as long as you're picking great stocks at the right price. And then you sell contracts against them. I talked about that earlier, covered calls against your position. and potentially buying a put to protect or hedge your position would bode well for you. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope you have a fantastic week. Thanks so much for supporting our software, being on our platform with us. I read all of the posts in the stock forum. So if you have a question, just bring it to the stock forum. I'm happy to answer it for you. Or, at least engage in some type of conversation with you around that. Or you can just simply come to the page here under the live stream. When you click through the live stream, then it will allow for you to ask a question, and I'll answer it on the following week's call. All right, everyone, have a great week. Thanks so much. Bye for now.